If your boyfriend asked you to quit your job tomorrow, stay at home, take care of the house, and depend entirely on him for money, would you do it? And more importantly, would you feel safe doing it? Because a lot of young women are, and the internet is making it look like the dream. Because if it does end, which it could, there's no court, no alimony, no legal protection of any kind, just you, a resume gap, and a broken heart. Hello, beautiful people. My name is Capable, and welcome to the Girl Let's Chat series, the safe space where we unpack
The madness of the internet, the trends, the delusions, the
who approved this moment. Because TikTok will have you thinking this is normal, and I'm here to say, is it though? Anyways, girl, let's chat about why giving wife qualities to a boyfriend for free might be the most expensive thing you ever do. So let's start with what is actually happening right now. A stay-at-home girlfriend, or SAHG, is essentially an unmarried woman who has left the workforce to manage the home while her boyfriend financially supports her entirely. And the content around this lifestyle is everywhere right now. Aesthetic apartments, slow mornings, gym sessions, cooking, beautiful meals. It generally looks peaceful and intentional, and I'm not here to shame anyone's personal choices, but I do think we owe it to ourselves to look at it honestly, because research shows that without legal marriage, stay-at-home girlfriends have no access to alimony, no claim to shared assets, and no legal financial protection whatsoever if the relationship ends. None. And yet, the trend is being packaged and sold as a lifestyle upgrade. So now we get to the why, because I don't think that this trend just happened in a vacuum. And I think understanding the context is very important. The honest answer is the economy has a lot to do with this. After the pandemic, wages stopped keeping up with the cost of living, rent became unaffordable, groceries became unaffordable, an entire generation of young women found themselves working full-time and barely surviving. And into that exhaustion walked content showing a woman who had opted out of all of it entirely. A social media trend forecaster described it perfectly. Tradwife and SAHG content feels very different from ordinary life because it's an escape from a lot of people's reality. I also did a deep dive into the tradwife trend, which connects directly to this video. I think watching both together gives you the full picture, and I get it. I genuinely do. When the system feels broken and you're grinding every day just to scrape by, someone offering to take all of that off your plate sounds like relief. But here's what that relief actually costs. A career gap that's nearly impossible to explain in a job interview. Savings you never built, skills you never developed, and a level of financial dependence that means your entire life, where you live, what you eat, whether you can leave, is in someone else's hands. So I want to say something that I've been thinking about for a while, and I want to say it with love because that's where I always come from on this channel. There's just something that doesn't sit right with me about giving a man who is not your husband the full experience of having a wife, because that's what this is: cooking, cleaning, managing the home, being fully present and available. These are things that within a committed legal partnership come with protection, with shared assets, with legal right. As a girlfriend, you're giving all of that away freely with nothing guaranteed in return. And not to judge anyone, but because I genuinely believe that your time, your energy, and your service have value. And when you give all of that to someone who has not made a legal commitment to you, it becomes very easy for the dynamic to shift. Very easy for the effort to be taken for granted, because why would he feel urgency to level up when he's already getting everything? Coletta Jane said something that really stayed with me. She said that on the surface, this lifestyle might look like ease, but what you're really doing is putting your own dreams and aspirations on hold. And this is especially dangerous for young women because this is the time in your life when you find out who you actually are. When you take that away in time, these women feel left behind. The heartbreaking part is that time doesn't come back. You could have spent that time building something for your future, something that belongs to you, something nobody can take from you when they walk out of the door. Let's talk about what financial dependence actually does to a relationship dynamic. Because this is the part that doesn't make it into the aesthetic TikToks. When one person controls all the money, even in the most loving relationship, a power imbalance exists. And in relationships where that imbalance is exploited, financial dependence becomes one of the most effective tools of control. When you have no income of your own, no savings of your own, no financial history of your own, leaving becomes almost impossible, not because you don't want to, but because you literally can't afford to. Research constantly shows that financial independence is one of the strongest protective factors for women in relationships. A financial advisor quoted by CNBC put it simply, women will at some point in their lives be solely responsible for making financial decisions on their own. Whether through a breakup, a divorce, or widowhood, that moment comes for most women. And when it does, the question is not whether you loved him enough, the question is whether you are prepared. Real quick sidebar, I have a free outfit worksheet in the description below that helps you see your wardrobe completely differently and creates new looks from what you already own. No shopping required. It's part of my Shop Your Closet fashion guide and it's completely free. So remember, your value is not in how well you can manage a home or how available you can make yourself. Your value is in who you are. And who you are is built through experience, through work, through failure, through growth, and just through those years where you spend figuring out what you are made of. Never settle for being someone's girlfriend experience. You were built to be someone's partner, okay? Someone who is genuinely committed to you will not ask you to give up financial independence before they've made that commitment. That isn't love, it's just convenience. And the most loving thing I can say, especially to any young woman watching this, is please don't put your whole future in someone else's hands before they have earned that kind of trust. Build something for yourself first. Know what you are capable of first. Bring a full life to a relationship, not a life that was built around one. You are not a prize to be kept. You are a person to be chosen, and there is a very big difference between those two, okay? So let me know in the comments. Do you think the stay-at-home girlfriend trend is about love, or is it about escaping a broken economy? Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the ending of today's video. If you liked it, please make sure to give it a like and make sure to subscribe for some different types of videos every week because we don't stick to the same videos here. I get bored easily.